Court today heard petitions seeking legal validation for same-sex marriage. Petitioners argued that they seek a life of dignity via the institution of marriage, adding that Articles 14 and 15 highlight there cannot be any discrimination. The Chief Justice of India has suggested that for now the matter be restricted to the Special Marriage Act and not personal laws. The centre reiterated its stand that the legal validation of same-sex marriage will damage societal values. So what does it mean now as the arguments continue in the Supreme Court? Dr. Surbhi Mitra is a LGBTQ rights activist. We also have Rahul Ishwar, author activist. I'm going to begin with you, Dr. Surbhi. The claim is that LGBTQ have equal rights with heterosexuals. The counter argument is that there are still no safeguards in matters of adoption and inheritance. These are uncharted waters and more debate is certainly needed. In that case, do you see the demand for same-sex marriage perhaps hasty?
Not at all. We have been demanding equality and I think legalization of same-sex marriages since a very long time. Decriminalization of 377 sparked a lot of hopes that the next logical step would be legalization of the same-sex marriages. And obviously after that, the underlying laws such as adoption, surrogacy, getting to hold joint accounts, joint properties, transference of assets, etc. shall be given eventually. And immediately the laws of domestic violence, dowry, etc. shall also be changed accordingly. So I don't think it's a hasty decision at all. It has been going on for years and years. And I would like to give you one simple example. This is an example of oppression. If I compare male chauvinism to feminism, this is exactly that. When patriarchy did not want sati pratha to go, when patriarchy did not want dowry system to go, when it did not want women's education rights to come, when it did not want women's voting rights to come. Similarly, when the so-called touchables or the higher class caste people did not want the untouchables to get rights, it is similar. It is similar here. The heterosexuals do not want the homosexuals to get equal rights because of the very fact that they feel that oppression should continue in a way so that this society is suppressed and they do not rise above in some way.
Yes, that's a valid argument that has been put forth by you, Dr. Surbhi. Rahul Ishwar, the argument of the centre is that this entire thing will affect societal values, that same-sex marriage will affect societal values because the entire concept is elitist. Is there some kind of disconnect between reality and what the centre is proposing in the Supreme Court? How is it an elitist concept? Don't we know that there are homosexuals, same-sex couples across the country, in towns and small villages as well?
Two respectful submissions. First of all the best to the homosexual community. The community is fighting for a long period of time. May God bless their efforts, but I diverge with them in their positions. Two reasons. One, like earlier said, it was compared to sati and other form of discrimination. It is like comparing apples to pineapples. Even though they rhyme and sound alike, it is not exactly the same thing. Second, there is a huge section of population, not only in India, but around the world, who agrees with the position that homosexuality shouldn't be criminalized. At the same point of time, the social status of marriage should not be accorded. Even a world-renowned and respected Pope Francis has the same position where he said, I am no one to judge homosexual community. At the same point of time, Pope Francis, being a very renowned, inclusive, pluralistic spiritual leader, is not ready to accord the status of marriage to homosexual couples. So there is a nuanced difference. But we all agree on the fact that there should not be any homophobia. There should not be any kind of discrimination. At the same point of time, marriage, which being a heterosexual institution between a biological man and a biological woman that is being successfully for the past many thousand years, there are many people who are having inhibition according or giving the same status of marriage to it.
But Rahul Ishwar, hasn't the time come for those inhibitions or understanding of marriage to be changed? Here is Dr. Shruti making a point here, and I want to understand from you. Here is Mukul Rohatgi arguing that for same-sex marriage rights, but won't that interfere with various personal and civil and criminal laws in the country? Can this only be achieved via consensus, which needs more discussion? Dr. Surbhi?
Yeah, see, what today the respected advocate who supported our petitioners, and I was also one of the petitioners, I mean,
Yes.
what he said was quite correct. It is not a question. The only thing that has changed is that 377 decriminalized homosexuality. That means today they can say that we are no longer criminals. But where is the dignity? Where are the equal rights? They aren't there. Even today, what he said, that even two people of the same gender, if they walk together on the street, if they hug each other, if they hold hands, people point fingers at them. Why is that happening? That does not happen with any heterosexual couple.
Dr. Surbi, we seem to have lost your
this
audio.
concept of heterosexual couples being successful till date. When have you tried homosexual couples? There have been a lot of homosexual couples who have adopted children without the law saying it that they can adopt. I have certain examples even in India that they have adopted children without the law knowing of it. And the children are growing out to be very successful in life. They're psychologically as normal as the children of heterosexual people. And there has been proper research. I'm not talking this from my own mind. There has been proper research done by the Indian Psychiatric Society, by the American Psychiatric Association, by the World Health Organization in countries which have already decriminalized and legalized same-sex marriages. So we should look at that also. Why are we not looking at that? And similarly, when it comes to changing of laws,
yes,
we have 32 countries to take example from, 32 literate countries.
Yes.
So we can take a lot of things from their legislature, from their law to learn as to how same-sex marriages.
And perhaps this is the right moment for the country. The right to choose and choice of an individual is not really an elitist concept, is something that should be understood. Clearly, Dr. Surbi,
absolutely.
I stand with you. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you more often during the course of this entire argument as it plays out in the Supreme Court. Rahul Ishwar, thank you so much. We are slipping into a short break. After that, I'll be shifting focus to my home state, Bihar, where transgenders have been designated as a caste, which has led to charges of discrimination from the trans community. That and much more when I return. Stay.